Hello, welcome back. It's so good to see you. So today I am doing another subscriber requested video. About a month ago, I had a video. It was when I do this video of like useless information about once a month out of this book. And there was a section that I read about like weird laws or something like that. I don't know. But someone watched it and they said they really liked it and they wanted to know if I would do another video. So I said, of course. So today we're going to be talking about crazy laws from around the world. Now I just went online and researched it, but I have to say that I'm sure some of these laws are enforced, but I don't think that most of them are, because one kept coming up and I didn't write it down because I thought it was stupid. But it's in the US. It's illegal to jaywalk, and that means to cross the street when there is no crosswalk. Like there's a crosswalk over there and you're like, nah, I'm just gonna cross over here. You supposedly get fined or in prison for like 6 months to a year, something like that. I have heard of that, but I've never heard of anyone actually being written a ticket for it or being put in jail for it. It's just a law that is not enforced because it's stupid. So I think that a lot of these are they fall under that category. They're just stupid, they're not enforced, and everyone just ignores them. And some of them, I'm pretty sure they're, enforced. But anyway, so I have about 29, maybe 30. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, in Arizona, it is illegal to cut a cactus. And if you do, and you are caught, you could spend 25 years in prison. Why? I think there's enough cactuses, or cactus, whatever, in Arizona. I think they got enough. 25 years? Pretty sure you get less for murder. My gosh. Okay. In Thailand, it is legal to drive a car shirtless. It is apparently offensive. And I'm like, okay, so it's okay to just walk around without a shirt. But the second that you get into a car and start to drive it, illegal. What? Okay. In Switzerland, you are banned from flushing a toilet after 10 p.m. and before 7 a.m. Now, when I was looking up these laws, that one came up over and over and over. And it's like, I think in Switzerland, after 10 and before 7, it's like a designated quiet time or something, and flushing a toilet would be considered like disturbing the peace, which is cool. But yikes, like what if you work late or had a lot of water before bed? But it's like, is that really enforced? I don't know about that. But if it is, I would think that it would only be enforced in a city, not out in the country or something like that, because how would you know? Who's there to hear it, Okay, it is also illegal for men in Switzerland to urinate standing up late at night. If you need to go pee, During the day, sure, you can stand up as long as you want. But if it's late at night, no, it's illegal. You better sit down. How did they know? How did they enforce that? What? Crazy. Okay. In New South Wales, it is illegal to swear, and police have the power to charge anyone who curses in public with a $500 fine. Okay. I mean, I kind of agree with that because in public places, like sometimes I take my kids to the store, or like we were at the pool today. We just got back from the pool. I took a shower, I'm all clean now, but like, okay, so we're at the pool and there was no one there. We were the only ones there for the entire time, which was fantastic. But the lifeguards didn't have anything to do because we were the only ones there. So I think they're all like college students or something. They looked older than high school students, but younger than like adults. So they were kind of like flirting at the lifeguard stand, and I was like, gross. My kids weren't paying attention though. And one of them cussed like quite loud, and my son was like, Mom, they just said the S word, and I'm like, okay. So I understand about not cursing, or what did it say, swearing in public, because I feel like it's nice to respect other people, especially if there's kids around. I get that, but $500, yikes. I don't know about that. Okay, in Barcelona, if you are spotted wearing a bikini, swimsuit, or trunks away from a swimming pool or beach, you could be fined up to $300. So if you're by a pool or a beach, it's fine. But if you go to Walmart in a swimsuit, that's a no-go. I wonder if they have Walmart in Barcelona. And if they do, they obviously don't have Walmart people, One time I went shopping at Walmart. It was early in the morning after I dropped my kids off, and I saw this woman there. And you could tell she had just come from the gym because she was wearing a sports bra as a top. And she was wearing these spandex shorts, but they weren't spandex shorts. They were the type of spandex that men wear as underwear. Like, the first time that I saw a pair was when my husband was in the military. Everyone in the military wears these spandex shorts. And they sell them at Walmart. My husband, ever since he was in the army and he wore those, he was like, those are the best things ever. So he still buys them. And she was wearing those. And I'm like, does she not know that those are underwear? And then I saw her walk by me, and I was like, oh my gosh. Because she was wearing those spandex underwear. And only that, there was nothing underneath. And they were stretched so far that they were see-through. You could see everything. I saw things that I didn't expect to see that day. So yeah, I get that Barcelona law. You're going into public places, dress appropriately. Okay, in Egypt, it is illegal for men to belly dance. Now I read that and I was like, what? I was unaware that there are men belly dancers. I have never heard of this. Never. So I had to look it up. And there are men belly dancers. What? But then I was just like watching belly dancing because you know how the internet works. And I'm like, belly dancing is such a weird thing to me. Like, if you can do it, whoa. I, applaud you. Like, my gosh. The way they move their hips and stuff, like, how do they do it? Anyway, but it's kind of weird to see a man do it, But the reason why I'm like belly dancing is just weird in general, no matter who's doing it, is it's just like kind of like a show or something, like you walk around a room and dance like that while everyone just watches you. Like, that's just weird to me. I could never. But if you can do that, then man, you're awesome. But if you're a man, don't go to Egypt because it's illegal for you. Okay, if you are driving through Seattle, Washington, and you have criminal intentions, you are required by law to call the police chief before entering the city. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna go to Seattle, Washington, and I'm going to commit some crimes. Oh, I better call the police chief and inform them that I'm coming into their town to do criminal things, just to give them a heads up. What? No, that is... What? Okay. In France, it is illegal to name pet pigs after state heads. I mean, I get it, but who's gonna know? And then if somebody finds out, who do they report this to? Who's going to actually care? Okay, in France, it is illegal to wear loose swim trunks. They must be fitted. Do they actually have people that enforce this? Like, are there people that walk the beach of France looking for loose fitted swim trunks and then go arrest the the people who have loose fitting clothes? Like, how does that work? How do they enforce this law? That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think that a lot of these are enforced. And if that's your job, just to look for loose fitting swim trunks, gosh, awful. Okay, in Wyoming, if you take a photo of a rabbit between the months of January and April, you are required to get a permit, and if you don't, you will be fined. What? Why? What's so special about January and April that you have to get a permit? And so, what does that mean? May to December, you can take all the rabbit pictures you want. No big deal. What? It doesn't make sense. Okay, in Thailand, it is illegal to vape or have vaping items such as e-cigarettes or refills. If found on you, you could be sent to prison for 10 years. I mean, I know that vaping is like awful. I feel like I read something that it's like worse and more addictive than cigarettes. I could be wrong, but that sounds very familiar to me. I don't know. Like, I think my cousin might do that. I feel like he did. He might not do it anymore, but I've never actually seen it or been around it. I've seen it on TV and stuff. But 10 years. Yikes. I mean, that's good. It'll get people to stop smoking, right? I don't know. Okay, in Madagascar, It is illegal for pregnant women to wear hats. Why? What? Everybody else in Madagascar can wear hats. But if you're pregnant, no go. Nope, not allowed. Why? I need more information. Okay, in the US, it is illegal for a game of bingo to last more than 5 hours. Why? And does that mean a single game? Like, you grab the ball and you slowly bring it up. 10. And then you repeat it like 100 times, and then you put it down. You're like, everybody, did you get that? 10. 10. And you do that for like an hour, and then you do the next one. Like, does it mean that? Or does it mean just playing bingo multiple times? It just can't last longer than 5 hours. And also, why? Who cares? Who cares if you play bingo for 10 hours? What if that's what you really like to do? Okay, in North Carolina, it is illegal to sing off key. What? What? So I looked that up because I couldn't, like, how are you gonna get mad at somebody if they don't have a good voice, you know? And it goes back to, like, there was this church in North Carolina, and like the choir would sing, and there would be people, parishioners, is that what they're called? People that go to a certain parish or church or something, and they would be in the audience. I don't know. And they would be singing along, but their voice was terrible. And so many people complained about it that they made it a law. No, you can't sing. How bad was their voice? How bad did it have to be able to have a law stopping them from singing? What? Okay. In many regions of Africa, watching news channels requires a permit. So if you're in Africa, it doesn't say which region, it just says many. If you want to watch the news, you have to get permission. That is messed up. Like, is that still a thing? Or is this one of those non-enforced laws, you know? Okay, in Egypt, you are required to vote. If you do not, you will be fined and face prison time. You have to vote. You don't get a choice. You're not like, I don't feel like it. Whoever wins, wins. No, you're voting, or you're going to pay money and you're going to go to jail. What? Okay. In Victoria, Australia, it is illegal to change a light bulb unless you are a licensed electrician. Now, I know someone watching this is from Australia. They might not be from Victoria, but I'm sure you know the area. Is this true? Because this law came up multiple times as well, and I'm like, I would be pissed if I had to call an electrician every time I needed a light bulb replaced. What? It's literally, you just turn your wrist a little and then you turn it back. Like, what? How how dumb do you have to be? Like, they made this a law for a reason. What were people doing? How were they injuring themselves? You know what I mean? What? Okay. In Turin, Italy, it is illegal not to walk your dog at least 3 times a day. And this is actually a newer law. But also, how did they enforce that? How did they know if you've taken your dog on a walk that day? Or do they just go around asking dogs? And the dogs are like, yeah or no? Like, come on. How did they know? Okay. In Singapore, it is illegal to chew gum. That came up multiple times as well, and it's because so many people would chew gum and then put it like under park benches or under tables and stuff like that, and they would have to hire people to actually scrape the gum off, and it cost them $150,000 a year to clean up other people's gum. Gross. So they just said, you know what? Gum is illegal. You can't chew it. Nope. I mean, and they're not wrong. Like, gross. Okay. It is illegal to feed pigeons in Venice, Italy. And, I mean, I understand that the pigeons need to eat, but I kind of agree because, you know, that would damage like historical places, and I'm sure it happens anyway, but I agree with that. And people feed birds just whatever they have, and it's like they can only eat certain things without getting sick, you know. Okay, in Scotland, it is illegal to ride a cow while drunk. I don't think I've ever seen anyone ride a cow just sober. Like, is that even a thing to ride a cow? I mean, I guess. But apparently if you ride it when you're drunk, it's illegal. It's like, I'd like to hear that story of how the law, happened. Okay, in Japan, it is illegal to dance in the dark after midnight. Okay, so you live in Japan. You're allowed to dance all day long. The second that clock hits midnight, illegal. Oh wait, no. Not illegal. If it's dark, then it's illegal. So if it's after midnight and there are lights on, dance it up. As soon as one of those lights go out, you better stop moving, 'cause illegal. How do they enforce these? Like, I just don't think that they do. Okay, in Spain, it's illegal to build a sand castle. Even for kids, you could be fined $100 to $1,500. What? You can't build a sand castle in Spain? Why? It's a castle made out of sand. Just cake it over. You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense. So stupid. Okay, in China, it is illegal to reincarnate without permission. I do believe in reincarnation, and what are they gonna do? I go to China and I die, I'm gonna reincarnate. You can do nothing about it, and I'm not getting your permission. Like, there's no way to enforce that. What? Who came up with that law, Okay. In Bolivia, married women are only allowed to drink 1 glass of wine. So that means if you're single, drink it up. The second you get a ring on that finger, nope, you can only have 1. That's it. 1 is your limit, lady. What? Okay, in Toronto, it is illegal to climb a tree. If caught, you could be fined up to $400. Yikes. I read that one to my son, and he was like, I climb trees all the time at Grandma's house. It's so funny. Okay, in Idaho, it is illegal to eat a person. I would hope so, and I would hope that it's illegal everywhere to eat a person. What? What? Okay, now, in Idaho, if you want to eat a person, it's illegal. But there is an exception. It is apparently allowed under life-threatening conditions. So, if stuff gets crazy, sure, go ahead and eat a person. Do whatever you want. What? No. No. Okay. In Capri, Italy, it is illegal not to pick up your dog's poop. If you don't pick it up, they will trace your dog's DNA to find you. And you will be sent a fine of $2,400. What? What? That's probably like, and that was a law that kept coming up over and over again. And I'm like, okay, I get it, because people walk their dogs around this neighborhood, and then you see the dog pooping, and then the owner will just be like, okay, and then continue walking. And I'm like, that dog's poop is in my yard. Like, what? I would never do that. Never. And there are signs in the neighborhood that says you can't do that because there's a $200 fine. Who's enforcing this? Because so far no one is. People are just doing whatever they want. Well, I guess in Capri, Italy, they're like, we're done with this. No. If you don't want to pick it up, that's fine. We'll pick it up. But then we're going to take this sample to the lab, do a DNA test on it, because, I'm pretty sure all dogs now have the chip. And somehow they'll be able to trace it to that chip and the owner of that specific chip. And then they'll send you a bill for $2,400. Probably the cost of the DNA testing, the research to find you, all that stuff. Plus extra on top because it's just a fine. Just crazy, right? Like, can you imagine? Anyway, that was the last of the crazy laws from around the world. I really hope that you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.